thina siba ingabi kwindlela nebudget iphele.
Few of us get caught in corrupt activities. It is said ANC is corrupt. We have a responsibility to ring-fence instances of corruption and explain that the ANC is not corrupt.
We've heard some truly astonishing things come out of the mouths of our esteemed leaders, but the latest gem, the latest absolute diamond of delusion, comes from none other than the Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy, the legendary Gwede Mantashe. He was recently heard, with a straight face, telling the nation, telling us, the taxpayers, we, the ANC, spend the money for the roads, we spend the money for the budget. But do not call us, the ANC, corrupt. We, the ANC, are not corrupt. Let that sink in for a moment. Do not call us corrupt. We are not corrupt. Is this a joke? Is this a script for a new satirical show on Netflix? Because honestly, the level of disconnect, the sheer audacity of the statement is beyond parody. It's an insult to your intelligence, to my intelligence, to the intelligence of every single person who pays taxes in this country. So, let's break this down, shall we? Gwede says, we spend the money for the roads, we spend the money for the budget. Oh, really, Gwede? You spend our money? Let's be very clear about that. It's not the ANC's money. It's the money generated by the sweat and toil of millions of South Africans, the money that flows into the national coffers through taxes, VAT, fuel levies, you name it. It's our hard-earned cash that you're supposedly spending for the roads and for the budget. And what do we get in return? We get potholes the size of small swimming pools. We get crumbling infrastructure. We get government departments that can't even keep their own buildings maintained, preferring to rent from the private sector at exorbitant rates. Remember the Gauteng provincial government, forking out our 34 million a month for office space while 41 of their own buildings stand vacant and rotting. That's your spending the money for the budget, isn't it, Mantashe? But the real kicker, the absolute punch to the gut, is the second part of his statement, but do not call us corrupt, we are not corrupt. Now, this is where I need to take a deep breath. Because how dare you, sir? How dare you stand there and utter such a blatant, demonstrable falsehood? Let's just take a quick trip down memory lane, shall we? Because it seems some memories are conveniently short in the higher echelons of the ANC. I mean, where do we even begin? State capture, anyone? Remember that little inquiry? Billions upon billions of rands siphoned off, diverted, stolen through grand-scale corruption and patronage networks that permeated every single layer of the state. SOEs brought to their knees, vital services crippled, all while a select few enriched themselves. And who was in power during this era of unprecedented looting? Who was at the helm? The ANC. The very same ANC that Gwede now claims is not corrupt. Is he living under a rock? Has he been on an extended vacation to Mars? Or is this just pure, unadulterated contempt for the intelligence of the South African public? Think about the PPE scandal during the pandemic. When people were literally dying, when our healthcare system was stretched to breaking point, what did we see? Tenderpreneurs, many with close ties to the ruling party, enriching themselves through inflated prices and dodgy contracts for personal protective equipment. Money meant to save lives, diverted into personal pockets. And Mantashe wants us to believe they are not corrupt. It's beyond insulting. It's a national tragedy that continues to unfold. And it's not just the big, headline-grabbing scandals. It's the constant drip of allegations at every level of government. The ghost employees. The tenders awarded to family members and friends. The wasteful expenditure on lavish events while communities lack basic services. The luxury cars for officials while ambulances break down. This isn't just mismanagement, friends. This is often the very definition of corruption. It's the abuse of public office for private gain. And for Gwede to stand there, in 2025, after years and years of reports, investigations, commissions, and court cases exposing rampant corruption within his own party and government, and declare, we are not corrupt, is a testament to the level of arrogance and denial that permeates the ANC. It's like a smoker with terminal lung cancer declaring, I don't smoke. It defies logic. It defies reality. They claim to spend money on roads. Yes, but how much of that money actually reaches the roads? How much is skimmed off the top by politically connected contractors? How many tenders are inflated? How many projects are abandoned halfway, leaving taxpayers' money wasted and communities without the promised infrastructure? This is the reality of ANC spending. And let's talk about accountability, or the utter lack thereof. When officials are implicated in corruption, what happens? Often, they are redeployed. They resign from one position only to pop up in another. They face internal disciplinary processes that rarely result in serious consequences. The wheels of justice, when it comes to prosecuting corruption, seem to grind at a glacial pace, if at all. This lack of accountability is precisely why people do call the ANC corrupt, Gwede, because the evidence is everywhere, and the consequences for those involved are so rarely seen. It's like that familiar saying, isn't it? If it walks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Well, if it operates like a corrupt organization, if its members are consistently implicated in corrupt activities, if state resources are consistently diverted for private gain, then, Gwede, it is indeed corrupt. And for you to deny it, for you to try and gaslight the entire nation, is frankly offensive. This kind of rhetoric from Gwede, this desperate attempt to rewrite history and dismiss undeniable facts, isn't just about protecting the ANC's image. It's about insulting your intelligence, fellow South African. It's about telling you that what you see with your own eyes, what you experience every day in terms of broken services and missed opportunities, is somehow not real. It's about trying to convince you that up is down, and black is white. But we are not fools. We see the corruption. We feel the impact of the corruption in our crumbling schools, in our under-resourced hospitals, in our unserviced communities, and in the persistent unemployment that traps millions in poverty. So, when Gwede do not call us corrupt, we are not corrupt, our only response can be a resounding, we will call you corrupt, because the evidence speaks for itself.